There once was a man named Abraham, who God came to Abraham and said,
Behold, here I am.
and then God told Abraham,
Take your son, your only son Isaac, who you love, and take him to the land of Moriah, and sacrifice him there up on the mountains for me.
Abraham left the next morning to go to the place God had told him to go. For 3 days they traveled, and then finally Abraham saw the place God had told him to go. Abraham and Isaac walked toward the place God told them to go. Isaac asked his father a question and said,
Father,
Yes, my son.
we have the fire and the wood, but where's the lamb to sacrifice?
My son, God will give us a lamb to sacrifice.
They came to the place God told Abraham to go. Abraham built an altar and then laid his son Isaac on the altar and took his knife out to strike his son. But then all of a sudden, an angel of God came to Abraham from heaven.
Abraham,
Here I am.
don't lay a hand on your son.
The end. A man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among the thieves. They stripped him, hurt him, and left him for half dead. Then came a priest. While seeing the man, he passed by. After came a Levite. Seeing the man, still passed by, until a certain Samaritan came upon the man and had a great compassion for him. He wrapped his wounds and took him to an inn. In the morning, the good Samaritan gave money to the host to give to the man. The end.
There was a man with 2 sons, and the younger of which said,
Could you give me some supplies for my journey?
and he did, but not many days after, leaving to a far country, he wasted all his goods on a selfish lifestyle. When all his money was gone, a drought arose in the land, and the son had to feed swine to survive.
Look at me. I'm starving and eating husks while my father's servants have bread to spare. I will go to my father and say I've sinned against him, and that I deserve to be no more than his servant.
But when the son arrived, he was surprised to see his father was happy to see him.
Father, I've sinned against you, and I'm no longer worthy to be called your son.
Oh, and bring forth the best clothing, kill the best calf. We will be happy. My son was lost, but now he is found.
Meanwhile, his older son was in the field. The son said to a servant,
What's going on?
"Your brother has returned, and your father has killed the best calf to celebrate." The son said to the father,
Father, I have stayed with you for many years. And yet you do these things for my brother who has wasted your money.
I do these things for your brother, because he was lost, and we thought he was dead. But now he's been found and lives. So we rejoice in him being alive.
and they did.
The end. There were 2 women who came in front of their king, and the first woman said,
My king, I have delivered a child. This woman also delivered a child, but it died in the night. She took my child and replaced it with her child, who is dead.
and then the second woman said,
No, my child's a living child, not the dead child.
and then the king said,
Bring me my sword. I will divide the child to them.
Oh no, I can't bear to lose that child. Just give the child to her.
Let's split the child.
To the child is yours.
The end. The Lord came to Jonah and said, Go to Nineveh, the great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. But instead he did not go to Nineveh, he went to Tarshish. He got on a ship to go to Tarshish. The Lord made it a big storm that almost caused the ship to sink. The men on the ship were afraid and frightened for what the Lord may do. Jonah was down in his cabin, asleep. The shipmaster came to him and asked,
Wake up! We're all gonna die! What do we do? Do we pray to God? No! Cast me off!
Then Jonah cast himself out to sea.
Whee!
The Lord had a whale come and swallow Jonah. Jonah sat in the belly of the whale for 3 days, praying to God. Then finally the whale spit him out, and he made his way to Nineveh. From there he made it to the king's throne, and in front of the king he said,
The Lord of the God will curse your city.
The end.